Bonjour troops, how's it going? It's Monday night, it is 5:30 and I was just sitting and I saw the news that Hope Powell has stepped down as Brighton manager, and I was looking at all the scores from the games yesterday and I thought I'm going to jump on and do a little chat, round up of the weekend, and touch on the Hope Powell stuff, and also want to touch on the injuries in the women's game. I think we really need to try start raising awareness there, especially when it comes to knee injuries. You're pretty much seeing week in, week out in several women's leagues around the world that people are doing knees, whether it's ACLs or MCLs, PCLs. It's just constant. So I think we really need to push and raise awareness, and hopefully someone somehow is going to start looking into this and seeing how we can help it and how we can prevent it more, because I'm sure if there's more ways of prevention, I'm pretty sure that a lot of the female athletes will do more if they know how to help the situation, or make it less likely from happening. I think we all know that it's going to happen to some people, but right now it's alarming how often it's happening to sporting athletes throughout the world. So yeah, and I've got my glasses on. I didn't put my lenses in because I've had a chill day in the house and I never wear my glasses and I hate them, but I thought it's time that I embrace it, that I am blind and I need to wear my glasses right now to rest my eyes from my contact lenses, because honestly I live in them 24/7. So here we are, got my glasses on, let's do this. Yeah, so the Hope Powell one, I don't know, is it a shock? Is it not? Obviously yesterday result 8-0, it's not great, but we've seen before it does happen in the WSL, and it's not often, but it can happen. But yeah, it's a tough one. I'm sure the Brighton girls are disappointed. They obviously, I'm sure, had a lot of respect for Hope. She's done so much in the women's game. She's a legend herself. I'm sure I've spoke to players in the past, Anita Asante, I'm pretty sure Rachel Unit and Rachel Yankee both said too that she is one of the best coaches that they've worked with when they were at England, just because of how organised she is and how she wants them to play. She really gets into the fine details of the sort of tactics and formations and the sort of structure and their sort of roles and responsibilities. And obviously that style worked for her for so many years. Obviously the game's changing, and you don't like to see a manager go on the back of a big defeat like that. But we wish her all the best, and I'm sure she will pop up somewhere else. Football's a funny old game, and she'll pop up somewhere when you probably least expect it. But yeah, well done Hope. She's been great for Brighton. She's really, I think it's 5 years she's been there with them, and I think it's safe to say that she's helped them at her time within the WSL. So yeah, she's a credit to the game. Fair play Hope, well done, and good luck on the next chapter. Right, let's touch on these games then. So I didn't see any of that Brighton game, and Tottenham, obviously, I think it's safe to say that they'll be buzzing, obviously, 8 goals, but I'm sure the last few games they've not been banging them in, so for them that's great that it's started to click, and they've been ruthless. And I think, is it Drew Spence might have got a hat-trick, I seen? So yeah, that's great for them. Great for them, that's confidence will be flying now. Right, here we are, Chelsea v Aston Villa. Yeah, I watched the game on the FA Player, and I actually thought, Chelsea, they're top class sides. The players that they have is frightening. Like the strength and depth in that squad is, yeah, it's quality, but look, Emma Hayes wants it to be the best. She wants to win the Champions League, so they're obviously going to have such a strong team, and look, it showed yesterday. I think that we actually played well for spells of the game, and it's nice to see Villa this season that we actually are going forward and we are creating chances. Last season it was tough. A lot of time it was backs against the walls sort of jobs, and we weren't creating much going forward. We were struggling to score goals, like we really were. We were playing off, let's get a free kick, let's get a corner, let's try and cause havoc here, and let's try and create something. And you're playing for these set pieces. But now this season, bringing in the likes of Kenza Daly and Rachel Daly, Kirsty Hansen's come in too, she's another threat down that wing. These players can create stuff so we are creating chances, and it was great to see Sarah Malin getting an assist for Rach Daly. But if you actually look at, even credit to Alicia does well. She knows it's not on, so she turns back out, plays it to Sarah. Sarah gets at her player and crosses the ball in. But what a great run for Rach Daly. She times it well. It's just that getting in between the centre halves and getting across a marker, meets the ball at the front post and, you know, just guides it by the keeper. Great finish, but that's what she can do. She's such a threat. I'm sure she's going to be up there challenging for the WSL top goal scorer, and I bloody hope she does, and I bloody hope she gets it, because she's a great player, so much qualities. So it's great to see her getting a goal against Chelsea. But yeah, Chelsea were then, you know, they're ruthless going forward. Lauren James she's so good, man. Honestly, it's not even funny how good she is, and it's great to see her now. She's fit, she's flying. I think we're seeing her like in a few different roles. Emma Hayes obviously trusts her and wants to get the best out of her. But yeah, took her goals really well. I remember a couple of seasons ago, actually, I think it was, I was at Birmingham at the time and we were playing United, and she was running and I was running beside her, and honestly, I was like, right, I'm going to need to bring you down here. She was just waltzing through everyone and I'm beside her, and I'm like, honestly, I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying this or not, but there was no harm there. Didn't want to hurt the girl, but I was trying to bring her down and I was just kicking her a wee bit. I was like, right, fall, try to click her heels, and she kept running, and then I'm hanging off her. She's still running, and then I fell, and she just kept running, and I was thinking, how am I supposed to stop you? But yeah, what a player, honestly. She is scarily good, so it's nice to see her banging in the goals. Obviously, not great that she's going against Villa, but yeah, she's what a threat. And yeah, Chelsea obviously deserved winners in the end, going out 3-1 winners, and quite comfortable for them in the end. I think we caused our own downfall with sloppy goals from our part. We would have liked to prevent them, and you know, they didn't need to happen. So look, not a great day at the office, but one that we can definitely learn from, and we will. Right, next game. Everton v United. Manchester United, 3-0 United. Didn't see the game, so can't really comment on how it went, but I'm surprised. I think Everton, they're looking quite tidy under their new manager. He's got them playing well, but obviously, I mean, it's not worked out for them yesterday, but United are obviously, they are a good team. They're a strong team. I think they'll be up there challenging. I don't think they'll win the league yet, but I think they're on the sort of journey, and they're on the right path to getting there. Honestly, they've only been in the WSL for a few years now, and look where they are, but they're now looking after their women's team. They're backing them, they're pushing them, they want them to be one of the best, and look, that's the way they're going. I see that Nikita Paris is on the score sheet again, so that's great for her. That'll be great for her confidence. She is a very good player, and you know, it didn't work out at Arsenal for her, but it's nice to see that she's just knuckled down and she's working hard, and it's nice to see that she's getting back on the score sheet for them. So fair play to Keats. Man City 2, Liverpool 1. Ooh, and Bunny Shaw scores again. She knows where the goal is, doesn't she? Yeah, she's a handful, you know. She can score goals, and she's a nightmare for defenders. She's so physical and strong and fast, and it's hard to stop her when she's on her day. So yeah, she's going to be up there. She'll be battling with Rach and Beth for that golden boot at the end of the season, I'm sure. But fair play to Liverpool, you know, Katie Stengel scored again. She seems to be on great form for them. It's a pity that Leanne Kiernan is out injured, because they had a great wee partnership going up front, and they complemented each other well, so it's a shame to see Leanne out still, but she'll come back, she'll bounce back stronger. But it's good that Stengel was firing them in for them still. And again, it's a respectable scoreline. Liverpool wouldn't have been happy when they played Everton a couple of weeks ago. They wouldn't have wanted to be opened as much as they were, so it's nice that they've went back to be more compact. Probably a style that suits them better, especially in this league when you're playing against the big teams. You know, it's so hard. You go like such long periods and spells without the ball. It's so frustrating, but you've got to be disciplined and organised, and just you know grind it out. And the thing is, with these top teams on their day, they're going to score goals, but you just need to stay in the game. Obviously, Liverpool have stayed in the game. Ruesha scores a 75-minute goal, but it's a respectable scoreline for Liverpool. So I'm sure they'll be, yeah, they're not buzzing to get beat, but you'll be like sort of happy, and you know it's a respectable scoreline, especially playing against City. They just pop you, honestly. So the Reading-Leicester game 2-1 Reading. 2 very late goals from Rachel Rowe. So Tash Flint puts Leicester ahead. They're seeing a goal. Tash is actually a quality player. I was at Leicester for a short spell. Tash was there, and she's honestly, I feel like Tash she's got more to give. She knows how to finish, and she's a big girl and she's so powerful, but how she strikes the ball is, there's not many females in the game that hit the ball as sweet as Tash. So it's good to see her back on the score sheet, and I hope she just knuckles down and, you know, keeps working hard, because I feel like she could really, if Tash really wanted to, I feel like she could play for a top team, but I think mentally in that she just has to keep focusing and working on herself and want to be better. Hope she doesn't mind me saying that, but she's a good girl, and you know she's got all the attributes. So, but Rachel Rowe is a player that I really rate. Obviously Welshie. The Welshies are a sound old bunch. We'll give them that. So, but she's such an underrated player, I think, in the league. But she always does the business. She's feisty, aggressive. She gets stuck in. I think she'll play any position where she gets put, and she'll just do the job to the best of her abilities. I do like her sometimes in these central roles, and you can see her, I seen one of the goals she picks up and just drives at people and fires one. Great finish. 92nd minute, man. Fair play to pull that out of the bag. But yeah, really rate her, good player. So Reading will be buzzing to get points on the board, because that's, look, Reading they're almost a team that are mid-table right now. Normally, every season they're mid-table. So they'll be looking to pick up more points. It's been a tough start to the season for them, but they've got some good players in that team, and obviously Emma Mitchell's the captain. She's a great leader, and she'll bring a lot of experience to them. But it's going to be a tough season, but it's nice to see them getting points on the board. So don't like seeing these teams near the bottom end of the table. Right, last but not least, it was Arsenal v West Ham United at Boreham Wood. I went along to that one because it was a later kick-off. Must confess that I was late because I was going to watch it in the house, but I ended up going along, so I missed the first 20 minutes. Anyway, and it was Katie McCabe's 100th WSL appearance. That's why I actually went to the game. I didn't know it before the game, but then I sat down to have my dinner, looked on Twitter, and then I seen that, so I had to get my backside in the car and drive to Boreham Wood. So anyway, better late than never, like. So great to see, well, no, this game. So, concerns for Kim Little. Obviously, she went down. I seen her make the tackle, and she got up so slow. And that's not Kim. Kim would normally, like, as the play continued, she would just bounce up and get on with it, but she got up very slow, a bit gingerly, and I was like, But the other girl for West Ham was still down too, and I was like, what's happened here? And then Kim goes off, and it doesn't look good. She was on the stretcher, so I'm sure she'll have her scanning that done, and we'll all hear the news soon. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but yeah, we just need to see what the scan comes back and saying, but hopefully Kim's okay, because, well, what a player she is, absolutely frightening, and she's a joy to watch, so hopefully it's nothing too serious and we see her back soon. If that is the case, that's, again, though, Arsenal could be right now without Kim, without Leah, and without Big Rafa, so it's not good for Arsenal, but we'll need to see how their squad reacts, and it's great to see the likes of Jordan getting back in, and Jordan's really, like, taking these opportunities, which is great, because I think it's been a tough spell for her mentally. She's probably found it tough, sort of not playing as much as she would like in the team, but it's such a tough team to get into right now. Once you're out, it's so hard to get back in, and when you get the opportunity, you need to take it, and it's great to see her. She had a quality goal against Lyon during the week there. She took it so well, and then again she comes on, a few minutes, boom, balls in the back of the net, so great for her. Also Stina, nice to see her getting on the score sheet. I think with Stina, in my opinion, she's such a good centre forward, as in she stretches play, she always runs in behind, and it adds another dimension to Arsenal's game and how they like to play. You've obviously got the likes of Viv Miedema, who she can do that stretch run, but Viv likes to come into feet and link up and get on the ball, so I think it adds a new dimension to their team. But it'll be nice to see them again working together, and you know, both being on form together, because I think we've seen in the past how they can link up is pretty lethal. So that'll be nice to watch going forward. And again, Stina gets on the score sheet, so it's great for her confidence. Look, if you're number 9, you want to be scoring goals, and you get judged if you're not scoring goals, so you have to be scoring goals and doing the business to, you know, keep the critics happy, I suppose. And then you see Frida Manham again, another one who in the Arsenal team has been sort of, she was in and then she was sort of out of favour again, and she hasn't been playing. But it's great to see her come in and play the way she's playing against Lyon. Like, I think she was man of the match. She was outstanding. She was just a absolute workhorse machine. I've seen her before last season, and I do think she's different to the Arsenal style. But again, it's another dimension that they can add. She's a willing runner. Again, kind of similar to Jordan. Like, will run their legs off all day. They'll do the dirty work. They'll get stuck in. They'll make third man runs. They're happy to track back. They're engines in that Arsenal team. So it's great to see her come in again and take her opportunity, which is big for Arsenal right now, considering there is injuries and there's a lot of competition for places. But obviously with injuries right now, they've got these players that are coming back in and they're going, right, we're ready, we can do this job, so it's important for them. West Ham, I thought, done okay. They had a good account of themselves. They'll be disappointed to, you know, concede 3 goals. I think they'll be looking on their half and saying, no, some of them could have been preventable, which they are. But again, when you play the top teams, it's, if you switch off for a second, you get punished, and that's just the way it is, especially in this league. So, but that is the roundup. That is the roundup. But another good week in the WSL. So it's going to be exciting to see next week. And again, just touching on the injuries, we've had our own Shani Boy-Halorka, and it's just been announced that she's now done her ACL. She's done it on midweek game Wednesday against Everton in the Conti Cup. Hoping Kim's isn't too serious too now, but I think it's important that there's got to be something done out there, more awareness raised for females in sports, in professional sports. We have these players, and you know, these injuries are happening so often, and how can we help it? How can we prevent it? What can we do? I don't know. I'm not a physio and I'm not a knee specialist, so I've not got a Scooby-Doo, but I think it's important to try and raise awareness, and what can be done. Can there be, surely, I'm sure there's someone out there that is looking into this to try and help it, but I think it's something very important, and hopefully the FA will get on board with this too, especially being here in England and in the WSL. A lot of the players in this league have done or currently rehabbing or recently done their ACLs. We've got 3 players now at Aston Villa that have done theirs, Remy Allen, Simone McGill, and now Shani Boy-Halorka. So I think it's a massive issue. It's a big talking point, and hopefully something can, you know, get done about it, and more help is raised. Anyway, didn't swear there, excuse me. I have spoken enough tonight, and have a good evening now. Till next time.